In this episode, we try to get a few more ponies for the 4-cylinder Toyota Tacoma. Welcome to the channel. I'm Grant Tommy. This is Straight Six Fan, your home for offbeat hot rodding. And yes, our offbeat hot rod today is my 2008 Toyota Tacoma. It's the 2.7 liter inline 4, and as I've made mention on some episodes in the past, this thing, after I lifted it, put new tires and the 2-inch leveling kit on it. And well, I mean, if you've missed that video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave an info card up over here to that video. But ever since then, and with my new commute to work, it struggles going up stretches of hills when I have it in 5th gear or overdrive. Not that big a deal downshift, but it feels like it's working a little bit extra hard, just enough that we want to see if we can get a few more spurs back in this thing and see if we can't remedy that. Now, I don't expect that I necessarily will, but we're gonna give it a shot. And you know, I'm always a proponent for high flow air intake systems. I always feel like they're kind of one of your best chances to get better fuel economy, and if for nothing else, it makes the motor sound better. All right, but so this kit, K&N has included in the kit with them everything you need to know on how to install it with this instructions. And so yes, this is literally my script, right? This is how I'm going to script my video, is following these instructions. But 33 steps. So I don't do this video because I think that you can't pull it off by just reading these like I can, but I know sometimes when you're getting started in this hobby, much like myself, you think you have the skill to do it, but then all of a sudden you get intimidated before you start. And just showing a video, just showing someone else to do it, and you knowing what to expect as you go through it, sometimes that's all it takes, is being able to see somebody else do that. So that's what we're doing today. And so step number 1 is we gotta remove the negative battery terminal. Well, this is roughly through step 5 in the instructions, and I guess now's as good a time to kind of backtrack on a few things and explain a little bit why we disconnect the negative battery terminal before doing something like this. Well, it's anticipated we're going to have a much better airflow, much more air coming into the motor. So obviously, you know, on a fuel injected motor like this with the computer, it's constantly monitoring air fuel ratios. So with more air coming in, it needs to know how to compensate for the fuel. So you want to reset your computer so that it doesn't go off of old information when we are starting to shove more air into it. So anyway, you probably caught there, we got the intake plenum off. Don't forget crankcase ventilator back here, and then fuel pressure regulator up here. with the stock airbox out, this is the point of the operation. I recommend if you have any dead monarch butterflies in your engine bay, clean them out at this point. That's when I'd do it. Alright, with the stock airbox out, it's now time. They want you to start prepping the new heat shield. And just a quick story on this kit. I bought it from Amazon, and when I got it, it was missing this piece. So on the instructions, K&N has a helpline, and they basically say don't go back to where you bought the thing from, go straight to them. And they hooked me up with this. It was like overnight, shipped it. It was super painless, so kudos to their customer service. But we got to prep this thing by throwing on some mounting brackets on the bottom, so we'll get to that. Okay, so I didn't snug these all up super tight because they're slotted both on the bracket side and the heat shield side. Basically all the brackets are slotted vertically and the heat shield slotted horizontally. So this will help me, you know, when I slide it into place, should be able to manipulate it and kind of get it suited right. Hopefully you got the gist of it there. The heat shield bracket at the back mounts to the ABS pump that I just took the nut off of, so probably hard to see, but yeah, this back bracket mounts on that. Not supplied in the kit is this zip tie, and that's because on the bracket I was trying to put the bolt in and it sheared off in the hole. Now luckily I was using the stock airbox because it looked a little rusty and I couldn't get the new hardware to start. So I was like, well, maybe it's just rusty, and I was going to clean it out with the stock airbox bolts, but it sheared off. So I tried my bolt extractor, but with no luck. So we're just going to rely on back bracket, this bracket, and that zip tie. So I hate doing this, hate installing something brand new and having to use a zip tie on it, but really this is the best move at this point. But another reason why I left the brackets loose, you can see you kind of need to do this number to kind of hit the holes and everything. So we're going to tighten everything down now and then move on to the next step. So this bracket we just assembled, it goes underneath these two valve cover bolts, there and there. So we will remove those, put the bracket on, and keep moving. Well, now that it's in place, it would make sense that I probably want to loosen this up a little bit, because it's supposed to help support the tube that goes into the heat shield, and this is just like perpendicular to the, or parallel to the bracket, I guess is a better way to say it. So it might want to, you know, tilt out this way. So I'm going to loosen it up just a little bit, so there's a little bit of play for when it comes time to put the tube in. Okay, we're about ready to run out of battery here on my K&N, so I'm going to go in and grab my DJI Osmo Action Cam. But next, we just got to put a clamp around this thing, tighten that down, and it's going to be reconnecting mass airflow. I think this is the fuel pressure regulator. We got a new tube for that. Put the element in, so we got still some ways to go here. Remember these from way early on, from that sensor in there. We're going to reuse those to install it right there. Okay, we were coming down the home stretch, was about to put the element in, and then I realized I had this leftover gasketing, and well, that's supposed to go on the bottom here below the heat shield. So we're going to loosen this up a little bit and see if we can't snake this in on the bottom side before we wrap up. Finally, that leaves us with the mass airflow sensor, and the wiring harness has a little clip that we took off. It snaps right into the bracket down here. And then we just slide in our mass airflow sensor clip Except we're hyperextending something, and that's fun. Oh, it's a ground. Okay. Alright, so we need to break this ground loose. We are stretching it quite a bit. Well, there we go. That's not too bad. Might take off this zip tie here and give it just a little more slack. Okay, all we have left is to reconnect the battery, clean up this mess, and then we'll start it up, check it for air leaks, and we'll take it for a test drive. Started it up, let it idle for a bit. It ran nice and quiet, didn't hear any leaks. We took it out on a drive to see if we can hear any other leaks while driving. And while just cruising, nope, don't hear anything that sounds like it got an air leak. So far it's got nice and impressed. And it's now got a much throatier sound when you get on it. And it's kind of interesting for a 4-cylinder. Like it's got some grunt to it. So I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it. Did also want to remind you, it is hooded sweatshirt season, which means you can pick up a Pistons hooded sweatshirt in my Spreadshirt store. There's a link in the description below, as well as other inline 6 themed t-shirts available, so go check those out. Every purchase really helps this channel out. It helps me do more things, helps me create more content, and so I appreciate it. But come to the stop here, I'm going to give you guys a little sound, what this sounds like here. I don't think I've ever chirped these 32s before. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say we've got some extra ponies to deal with. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope it gave you the confidence to do this install yourself if you're a second-gen Tacoma owner. I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you want to purchase one of these kits on Amazon. Otherwise, I'm going to leave some other videos up over here about the Tacoma for you to check out if you've enjoyed this as well. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't care which one you do as long as you do one. All my 6 fans out there, thanks for watching.